We're here in my yoga studio today with one of my favorite instructors, Linda. I've been writing this month about success in motion and how important exercise is to weight loss, but of course it's a critical part of healthy living in general. I started doing yoga after I had a stress fracture from running. When I started, it was challenging, but I found that it really suited my fitness personality. I kept at it, and I've been practicing 2 to 3 times a week for more than 3 years. Along the way, I've discovered that yoga has some wonderful lessons to teach about acceptance and the mind-body connection. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time after class. And so I asked Linda to join me because she's one of those teachers who has a way of articulating all the good things that yoga offers. So thank you for agreeing to talk with us about our shared passion for yoga. So how long have you been practicing and what brought you to it?
Wow, in June I'll be 10 years practicing, but 9 years solid. And brought me, a girlfriend of mine just invited me to try yoga. She said it's gonna be hot and you get a nice workout. And it was during the summer. And so I didn't stay consistent for the first year. But when I came back, I started to do yoga and I started to feel great. The benefits that I got were mostly the mental part, that I started to feel good. I suffered with mild depression, and when I moved to the Northwest, it became severe, and then I started to gain weight from the medications. And with yoga and the mental part, I started to feel better, got off the medication, and the weight started to come off. And so I just felt, I felt great. I share this in my classes because many students don't realize that there's more than just the physical.
Right.
There's the other stuff that
and that's
you don't
the other
see.
thing I wanted to ask you is what do you see as some of the advantages, physically and mentally of practicing regularly?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. I mean, physically, obviously, you work on the flexibility. You start to lean up. You start to lose weight. Your body craves healthier foods. Because you also know when you come to the hot room, I mean, you've experienced this. If you don't eat well, your body will react differently in class. But if you come in eating better, you have a better class. And hydrated.
Yeah,
yes, hydration, so important. And it's not hydration during class, but hydration just the whole time. I mean, water's good for you in general.
Right. What are some of the principles in yoga that you teach in class that carry over into other parts of our life?
Well, one of the biggest things is breathing. It's just learning to breathe in class. You're holding postures and you're having to breathe while you're holding the postures. And many times when we're struggling, we hold our breath and we make it even harder for ourselves. Right. The same thing outside of the yoga room when you're faced with hard situations, with life, kids, husbands, people, you sometimes hold your breath when you're stressed. Yeah. But if you just take a moment to just breathe, a couple of deep breaths, you just start to feel more calm, just much better.
Just so much more conscious of what that breath does to every other part of your body physically. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's crazy to think that you have to learn how to breathe. Because it's something we do all the time.
No, but it's like a panic response, right? Like you breathe really fast and that affects your body too. And so if you learn how to calm that breathing.
Take a moment. And that's one of the biggest tools for me. And the other thing is really not letting anything bother you. There's so many things that happen in the yoga room that we get frustrated. We get new students who don't know the etiquette, and they're learning. And that's part of our practice as regular practitioners is we're showing the beginners what it's all about, what the yoga is all about. But it takes them time, just like all of us. And I tell my students all the time when I come in, treat this class like it was your first. No expectations, no judgments. So at the same time, when you're dealing with distractions in class. When you go outside of the yoga room and you step away, you're going to have distractions as well. I talk about, recently somebody stole my parking spot at this market. And I was right there. She cut me off. And I said, well, she needs to be more than I do. I need to walk.
Oh, that's very gracious of
you. And my husband's in the car saying, you're not getting mad. I said, no, it's the yoga in me.
Oh, isn't that great? That's awesome.
But those kind of little things that you really don't think about in class that are teaching you tools. They're giving you these tools.
So how would you encourage someone who is maybe a little intimidated by yoga? They've heard about it, they know the advantages, but they don't want to try it. How would you encourage that person to come?
I love this question because we get this asked a lot. Students who you run into or, just regular people. and they're afraid of the heat,
Yeah.
you know, and so we just say, you know, it's a beginner's class. It's not for everybody. Not everybody loves hot,
Yeah.
but you know, it is a beginner's class, and you have a teacher who walks in, walks you step by step, posture by posture, tells you exactly what to do, and you have permission to rest, to sit down, to take a moment, to take a breather, and then you come back and you try again. So I would say work hard when you can,
Yeah.
rest when you need to.
Yeah.
The class is filled with many people,
Right.
with young people, with mature adults, to people who have never done anything in their lives, to people who've been like avid athletes, football players,
Right,
runners,
right.
people who have been injured. I mean, so you walk in and you're just humbled by all of it, because
Yeah.
there's different body types that come in.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. All I say is just come in, try it out.
Yeah.
Give it a handful of times, not the first class. Don't judge your class the first or second class.
Yeah.
Give it at least a handful of times.
Keep at it.
Keep
Yeah.
at it,
That's
absolutely.
great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing this. You and I are both so excited about yoga and
Yes.
what it's done for us. But even more, I really am excited to be able to reach out to others and encourage other people to try it. So thank you so much. The rewards of yoga are obviously transcending fitness and weight loss, benefiting every aspect of your life. So give it a try, okay?